of driving under the influence. Woods on social media said, quote, "This is necessary in order for me to prioritize my well-being and work toward lasting recovery." He will miss the Masters for the second straight year. Woods pleaded not guilty in his driving under the influence case in Florida on Tuesday. I'm Gethin Coolbaugh.
Once a semester at Cornell University instructor now taken to requiring students to complete an in-class assignment using typewriters. It's an exercise designed to help them understand what writing, thinking, and classrooms, for that matter, were like before everything turned digital into AI, part of a nationwide trend toward old-school testing methods as well. Breaking news and analysis at townhall.com. The 2-year-old restoration of a 125-year-old cathedral in Kentucky is now complete.
After 2 years, the restoration of the Cathedral Basilica of the Assumption in Covington, Kentucky is complete, with the last of the heavy lifting, the installation of 32 recreated gargoyles.
There we go.
That's it. Reverend Brian Mayer says the church's facade takes after a very famous church in Paris.
It is known as America's Notre Dame. And the vision of Bishop Moss, who built the cathedral, our third bishop, to really bring the European experience of the cathedral to the Midwest and to our diocese, and to have the facade modeled after Notre Dame.
I'm Donna Warder.
And optimism about the war ending in Iraq sent stock prices higher on Wall Street at the closing bell. It was a Dow up 224, the Nasdaq up by 250 points. You'll find more of these stories at townhall.com.
Great people of Columbia, Gene Garris filling in for Fran Halloran on this edition of the Afternoon Drive. Tomorrow is going to be a little bit extra special, but we'll keep you in mind. 803-799-8255.
Point A to point B traffic now from Broker Solar. Local, honest, solar. Online at brokersolar.com.
Good afternoon. Collisions at Park Lane at Crest Brook, and also wreck tying thing up at Park Lane at 277. Wrecks at Port Jackson at 77 with the Trapman. Sunset at Lee Park out. Pine Grove at St. Andrews out. We got I-26 east at 378. 2-Notch Road right at Main Street. Also 2-Notch Trinum, 2-Notch Sparkleberries, 2-Notch Walmart, Raven, and Flora. Collisions to the porch. Don't miss Shooter's Choice 38th anniversary sale April 10th and 11th in West Columbia. Enjoy vendor reps, exclusive pricing, and limited time deals on firearms, suppressors, ammo, and optics. Make it your first choice and best choice. Shooter's Choice SC.com. Doug Thomas on the point.
On Point Weather, brought to you by our friends at Palmetto State Armory.
On 107 The Point.
Here's tonight's forecast. We have cloudy skies, a low temperature dropping to 61. Tomorrow, much like we've had today, mix of sunshine, more clouds. We'll have a 20% chance for a shower. The high again, 85. For Friday, double our rain chances to 40%. Saturday looks nice. Easter Sunday, not so nice. The rain arrives in the afternoon. Sunday's high, 83. I'm Cal Moss with your On Point local weather.
Mark Fireside Studios, Kevin Cohen.
All right, it seems like I was just here, and that's always a great thing. This radio family thing is pretty darn awesome. And, of course, we're doing the streamy thing, so on Rumble, on Facebook, on X, and also on YouTube. But our friend David the Scientist says that YouTube has some audio problems. And of course, we throw it out there for everybody. I'm Gene Garris. I do a Sunday program from 6 to 8 almost every Sunday. But this is a good midweek to talk to Kevin's great audience and Fran's great audience. Telephone number here is 803-799-8255. That works out to be 799-TALK on the Groucho's Deli in-studio hotline, and we'll let you direct the program. This is, I find open lines is the most worthwhile thing, but I've got some stories that we can talk about. Goodness, one of these voter integrity groups in Georgia, I'll pull it up in just a second. It'll take me just a moment to get there. Let's see, here it goes. So it looks like, and we've talked about this on the different shows a lot, but my assumption, my conversation about these things was that clearly, with all the shenanigans in Fulton County, that city of Atlanta County, with all the shenanigans in Wayne County in Michigan, with all the shenanigans in a number of places, but those are the two big ones that pop out in my mind. Those votes were not certifiable in 20. You just couldn't do it because you couldn't have any faith that those totals were good, right? So just get my audio going there, much better. And so part of the thing there is the role of the vice president, Judas Pence, we'll call him that, was to determine whether or not the elector should be seated or whatever, or that you needed to send that. They have a thing. They had a procedure, and the members of the congressional delegation from that state would vote on the electors, and thus whether or not President Biden won Georgia or President Trump won Georgia, right? Oh, it's all ceremonial. It's all ceremonial. Couldn't do it. It's all ceremonial. Just couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. It's all ceremonial. That's my role, is all ceremonial. Well, it wouldn't be in the law if it was just ceremonial. It's so not ceremonial that they passed a law to make it ceremonial after the election was tainted and or stolen. Let me get here. Dum dum dum. It just ran away from me. That happens a lot. Let's see here. Of course, I normally use my tablet to hold show notes and stuff, but I'm having to use the tablet to do our support of. Oh, good. We might have some Pennsylvania friends joining us. Let's see here. It works out so much better on the tablet than the phone. But what happens is when I use the phone to do some streaming, because I've got one laptop, a PC that does three streaming things. That one does X and YouTube and Rumble. And Rumble, of course, you just seek me out, Rumble, Dr. Gene Garris, and lots of flexibility with Rumble. You can do a lot of great things with that. But one of these true the vote type things in Georgia, that's why I'm looking for this one article. I might have to jump to a break and come back right with it. But guess what? Go figure. All the news today is around the Supreme Court, which is okay. It is absolutely okay. And we'll switch and talk about something else real quick. So there's this guy. His name is James O'Keefe. He's a wild man. He's the guy. If you remember way back when, and like 1,000 years ago, not really 1,000, but it was during the Obama administration. It was James O'Keefe that took someone that looked like a prostitute to an abortion facility and basically made this case, this invention that this person was an underage person that needed an abortion. And the same type thing, they went to Acorn. Remember Acorn for America, that thing that was an organizing group. 30 years ago, who in the million years would have thought you could have made a life and be president as an organizer of a community organizer of all things? Well, James O'Keefe broke Acorn, and Acorn's gone because of it, because he exposed on camera their criminality. And that's what he does. So if you remember Mike Wallace from 60 Minutes in the sort of in-person challenging interview, the sort of in your face, you're trying to get into your house, that interview. That's what he does, except he has a hidden camera. and he's popped a bunch of these people. Well, when he started going after Pfizer, hold on just a second. You get a mouse cursor I can see. When he went after Pfizer, members of the board of Project Veritas, his company, he started it. Basically, they ousted him, and one of the guys that ousted him, he interviewed a honeypot interview, and this guy's like, "I hate him. I would kill him." And so it's hard to believe, but that joker went to a judge and got a restraining order, a domestic violence restraining order, which is bizarre. But we're getting some calls, and we're going to jump right to the phones and say, "Hey, caller, how are you?"
Hello, Jim.
Yes. Yeah. Thanks for calling back, Joe. I'm glad that you're on deck with us.
Yeah, I didn't have a chance to answer to an accusation that was thrown my way by a caller by the name of Tim.
Oh, okay.
I recall explaining my difference and a lot of other people's difference between a Democrat and a Republican, and I was quick to be accused of being a fascist. And I'd like to know what that Tim's definition of a fascist is. When I thought I explicitly said what Republicans tend to do and what Democrats tend to do. Sooner came on the radio after my phone call and called me a fascist. And I just want to know where he was coming from with that.
Well, Tim might be listening, and he might be able to call in, but I can tell you from my experience, everybody they disagree with is a fascist. Everybody they disagree with is a racist, bigoted, homophobe, anti-woman. It's almost like one of the 6 phrases that the chatty Cathy says when you pull her string.
Allows the person to come up with a detailed explanation to what they believe, along with what they accuse of. I mean, it would have been too easy for me to call Tim totalitarian Tim, and I chose not to.
Well, I like that. I like that. Totalitarian Tim. That might be a catchy thing. I'm sure some of our other callers will use it.
Well, and I'd like to know where he's coming from outside of it just an accusation. Give me a definition, because it was always simple going all the way back to the Ronald Reagan era. Republicans like to educate, Democrats like to mandate. What's so totalitarian? I mean, what's so fascist about that?
Well, the deal is we convince people that this is in your best interest. This is why we want to do it. This will help you. They just want to ram stuff down your throat. Like the COVID stuff. All the COVID stuff was all mandates. Nobody made an argument that held any water. And the people that did make an argument, it was a fraud.
And accusations just shut down all dialogue.
Right, exactly. But that's another thing. So a lot of our friends on the left have this projection where they accuse you and me and all the good people that are on the other side. They accuse us of doing that which they are actively doing.
Absolutely. I call Tim a racist because I get pretty dark in the summertime.
Hold on, Joe. We're going to take a quick break and be right back. Thanks for calling Gene Garris on The Point.
Join us Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. for the Pastor's Pulpit with Steve Williamson.
People say out of the side of their mouth, "Oh, I believe in God." And then you tell them what God's word says about what they're doing.
9 a.m. Sunday morning for the Pastor's.
Every Friday morning at 9 a.m. on The Point, join me, Chad Jordan, and my co-host Larry Jordan for the Palmetto Real Estate Pros. We'll help you out whether you're looking to buy, sell, or just learn all things real estate every Friday right here at 100.7 The Point.
Point A to Point B traffic. Now from Broker Solar. Local, honest solar. Search Broker Solar.
Collision slowing things at Park Lane at Crestbrook and Park Lane at O'Neill slow, and Park Lane at 277 with a wreck. Taylor at Hardin downtown with a wreck, and also 26 East 370 gauge slowing thing down. Forest Drive right at 77. Fort Jackson at 77. Entrapment Sunset at Lee Park. Collisions 2 notch at Maine, 2 notch at Sparkle Bay, 2 notch at Walmart and Raven at Flora. Modern Exterminating Company, family owned and operated for over 60 years with guaranteed termite, bedbug, and moisture control. Schedule a free inspection today. Modern Exterminating, we know what bugs you. Doug Thomas on the point.
Point A to point B traffic. 4 times an hour, mornings and afternoons. On the point.
Discover the seamless blend of comfort and style with Lexington Discount Homes. With over 30 years of excellence in the housing industry, our focus is on delivering your dream home with unparalleled customer service. Explore a variety of designs tailored to meet any preference and budget. Drop by our showroom at 1847 Augusta Highway to witness the craftsmanship of a Lexington home firsthand, or explore online through a comprehensive virtual tour at lexingtondiscounthomes.com. Choose comfort, choose style, choose Lexington Discount Homes.
You can count on hot summers in the Midlands.
You can count on those South Carolina roads biting.
And when you end up with a broken windshield, you can certainly count on Absolute Glass.
With one phone call, we can repair, replace, and recalibrate your car's windshield.
We'll handle the insurance calls, and for most folks, it won't cost you a dime to let us fix your windshield.
Absolute Glass has been voted Lexington's best for 15 years straight.
So call Absolute Glass at 951-7200.
Or find us online at absoluteglassinc.com. And remember, if you can see through it, we can do it.
When you think of family, you think of hugs and lots of love. That's what your loved one will find when they move to Oakley Village for assisted living or memory care. You can rest assured your family members will participate in engaging activities, have exceptional care, and all their needs met. You gain peace of mind that comes from family taking care of family. Call Oakley Village today at 803-969-8168 and see how you too can join a community that feels like family. Or you can reach us online at oakleyvillagelexington.com.
Hi, we're Glenn and Melanie Matthews, your neighborhood partners from Modern Exterminating. Since 1955, we've shielded your homes from unwanted guests.
Corporate giants, door knockers, startups.
No competition for our 3 generations of trust and expertise in pest control.
Choose local, choose family, choose peace of mind.
Experience the Modern Exterminating difference. Call 803-765-2315 or visit pestfreesc.com today.
We are Modern Exterminating. It's your home and it's our mission.
Life's busy, but that shouldn't mean putting your car care on hold. At Team One Sudduth Automotive on Millwood Avenue, you can drop off your vehicle outside business hours and count on our certified technicians to do the rest. From oil changes to engine overhauls, we make it easy for you and your car. Enjoy nationwide warranty, top quality parts, and a team that really cares. You can even visit team1automotive.com and book an appointment at your convenience. Team One Sudduth Automotive, we fix everything. That's team1automotive.com.
Columbia's local talk radio experience continues now from the Bart Fireside Studios.
All right, Gene Garris filling in for Fran, and we got our friend from Jersey. Joe, thanks for holding on there.
You're welcome, Dean.
So it's like arguing with a 3-year-old. You just get a litany of complaint, and you're this and you're that, with no reasoning behind it. And this is a crazy thing. So before we had the TDS thing with a lot of our callers, Tim was a reasonable guy, and on social issues, on pro-life stuff, he's 100% with us. On some of the other more exotic social issues, he's 100% with us. But he has a problem with the president, and there's a lot of people that got problems with the president. But yeah, that is the MO. That's how they function. They just start throwing bombs.
Periphery of any ability to think beyond when you think like that. And I got one statement for Gene. I mean for Tim. Judge lest ye be judged, Tim. But please do your homework. You know, before you wield any kind of judgment or accusation against somebody.
Well, also think about it. What if you can't win in the universe of ideas? You got to go low. You got to throw out the oh, you're racist. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Well, you don't want to be known as like I have one son right now that plays a high school sport, and they're all really good guys. And if you win, but you're the dirtbag team, that doesn't help.
Would like to. So yeah, but cut still thought out.
Yeah, but think about it. Like the Somali pirates in Minnesota and California and Lewiston, Maine, and other places in Maine, the big hammer is, like, hey, this doesn't seem right. This seems like a misappropriation of funds. You're racist. And that was enough of a hammer to stop. And in the case of Minnesota, there are a lot of Minnesotan bureaucrats that were like, "There's no way, there's no way that they're doing this stuff," and they were so worried and concerned because other friends of theirs had been basically destroyed, reputation and everything else, because you're the only reason you're doing this is because you're a racist.
Well, Gene, it's the definition of Machiavellianism. The ends justify the means.
Yeah.
At any cost. And if you could live with that, God love you, but you'll never be a friend in my camp.
Well, also, you're going to run up against somebody that's willing to deliver, and that's a scary thing when some sort of a cultural fascist, we'll call them some sort of cultural fascist, starts intimating that there's going to be violence. You open that door, you might not be able to walk to close it.
Well, I'm here to deliver. Ask him, should he have the courage to weigh in at any length, what he heard in my message, my dialogue with you, that was true.
We will ask him if he calls in today, but I don't know if he knew. Well, I guess I did promo at some Joe on the Sunday program. But yeah, that's if you call people these things, it could be right, and it could be actionable if it destroys your business, if it does these other things. Tortuous interference is sort of a common thing, so you just got to be careful. And flying off the handle at a talk radio thing, where we know each other, but we don't really know each other. That's one set of circumstances, but person to person, a lot of these things do not happen.
Bring the receipts, Tim. Bring the receipts.
All right. Anything else, Joe?
Nope, that's it. Thank you for taking my call.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Joe from Jersey. Thanks for calling in. And that means we have some lines open. 803-799-8255. That works out to 799 Talk on the Groucho's Deli in-studio hotline. It looks like Trump went to the Supreme Court. So we've got this thing, this birthright citizenship is a big issue. And a lot of these constitutional things hang on original intent. And some of our legal eagles out there, they can correct me because I probably have some errors there. But why did we have birthright citizenship? And that was so that's in the different states, the sons and daughters of enslaved folks could not be deported or cast out of the United States. That because they were born here, they had a right there. So it was a slavery, human dignity thing that the parents, grandparents, great grandparents might have been transported to the United States by the slave trade. They were released from that bondage. What do you do with them? And there was a move to send people away. And, we fixed it. But again, original intent was the original intent of the legislature, of the House, of the Senate, and having these constitutional amendments ratified in majority of states. What's the original intent? And the original intent is to protect these people whose parents and grandparents and great grandparents and maybe further back were brought to this continent in chains as slaves, and the circumstance greatly improved when we fought a war, killed the majority of young people in the country. All right, we're going to take a quick break and be right back with some bottom of the hour news. 803-799-8255. That's the Groucho's Deli in studio hotline. We'll be back in just a couple moments, but you get to drive this thing. You get to be part of the problem, just like me. Give me a shout.
He's live. He's local. He's Kevin Cohen.
WQXL Columbia, W264DF.
Grills, outdoor kitchens, and fireplaces. Spring sizzle starts with Bart. This is 107 The Point.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. House and Senate Republicans have agreed to advance a bipartisan plan to fund the Homeland Security Department. It's been closed now for more than 6 weeks. Under the plan, which the House rejected last week, a regular spending bill would fund the bulk of the department, and Republicans would seek to fund President Trump's immigration policies through a separate process aimed at skirting the expected Democrat filibuster. The president made history today when he sat in on arguments as the Supreme Court took up a challenge to his policy ending birthright citizenship. The president is scheduled to deliver an address to the nation tonight with an update on the war. White House correspondent Greg Clugston will anchor the president's address on many of these same stations. With hope building for an end to the war and lower oil prices that took pressure off of stocks on Wall Street, the Dow was up 224 points. This is SRN News.
Are you tired of that sinking feeling when the electric bill arrives? Does the phrase peak hours trigger anxiety and a headache? Do you suffer from chronic fatigue of watching your hard-earned money evaporate right into the power grid? You may be suffering from utility pain and anxiety disorder, or UPAD. Symptoms include sweating when running the AC, a fear of turning on lights, and a general feeling of powerlessness over your energy costs.
It's time for you to try Solaris from Ken at Broker Solar. Broker Solar isn't a temporary fix, but a lasting solution with cutting-edge solar technology designed to address high energy bills at their source. Many clients have experienced immediate relief from high monthly payments with reports of increased home value and greater financial freedom. Imagine a brighter future for your home and your wallet. Side effects include the freedom to use your appliances when you want and a powerful sense of energy independence. Broker Solar. A brighter outlook for your home and wallet. Call us now, 803-807-7417. That's 807-7417 or online at brokersolar.com.
Point A to point B traffic. Now from Broker Solar. Local, honest, solar. Online at brokersolar.com.
Collision slowing things at Park Lane at Crestbrook and Park Lane at O'Neill slow, and Park Lane at 277 and with a wreck. Taylor at Hardin downtown with a wreck, and also 26 East 370 gauge slowing thing down. Forest Drive right at 77. Port Jackson at 77. Entrapment Sunset at Lee Park. Collisions 2 notch at Maine, 2 notch at Sparkle Bay, 2 notch at Walmart, and Raven at Flora. Modern Exterminating Company, family owned and operated for over 60 years with guaranteed termite, bedbug, and moisture control. Schedule a free inspection today. Modern Exterminating, we know what bugs you. Doug Thomas on the point.
On Point Weather, brought to you by our friends at Palmetto State Armory.
On 107 The Point.
Here's tonight's forecast. We have cloudy skies, a low temperature dropping to 61. Tomorrow, much like we've had today, mix of sunshine, more clouds. We'll have a 20% chance for a shower. The high again, 85. For Friday, double our rain chances to 40%. Saturday looks nice. Easter Sunday, not so nice. The rain arrives in the afternoon. Sunday's high, 83. I'm Cal Moss with your on-point local weather.
All right, Gene Garris filling in for Fran. And we're going to jump right to the phones and say, hey, caller, how are you?
Hey, Gene.
Hey, what's going on there, Professor Ed?
Oh, it's me.
Yeah, you jump right ahead.
The
And
difference.
and I want to go ahead and say one thing to you, Ed, because I know that you have figured out a way to teach people to read that have difficulty reading, and you have a whole bunch of stuff. I need you to write a book, and I'm not planning that Ed's going to jump off the planet anytime soon. But I need the information in your head that works to teach kids how to read, and maybe adults, teach them how to read. I need that not to go away if you go away.
Okay.
Because regular people who, and sometimes it's a kindergarten thing, they have one bad experience, they have one bad first grade experience, and they never get it. They never get it. And so if you have those keys to the kingdom for those, I mean, God, this is a thing that during the impeachments, you can impeach Trump all you want, but that's not going to teach one American kid to read. You can do a whole bunch of stuff. Excuse me, one more time. And you're not going to teach a kid to read, but you have done it. And so if you can pay that forward into new generations, there's no telling what the impact of your brief time on this planet is.
Yes.
But I want to encourage you because I got a friend of mine, and this was the best patient miss ever. He calls me up and says, I'm not going to make it today. I said, oh, well, are you doing all right? And he goes, yeah, but I got the call. And I'm like, tell me about the call. And he says, when you're on the organ transport list, you get the call, and I'm not number one, I'm number two, but frequently number two gets the organ. And so this guy was a truck driver. He was waylaid by having no kidney function and being dialyzed 3 times a week and all this stuff. But he worked out a metric with his doctor about the fluid consumption and how to make it all work. And I'm encouraged him to write a pamphlet because not only was his health good enough to receive the organ, he's making urine like crazy. So that's the best missed patient visit ever. And then so he did get the organ. And he called me to say, hey, things are going good. I'm like, are you making any urine? And he goes, all the time now. And so he's going to probably write a pamphlet about things to do that regular folks don't know about what to do to make this the best possible experience.
Yeah, good for him. Yeah, I had a piece of good news today too. A good friend told me that his test for prostate cancer came back negative. So,
oh, thank God, because if you're a guy and you live long enough, you're going to get it. And a woman's body is open to the outside. So the secretions and stuff that guard that pathway are really, really acidic, and it's designed so that women don't have constant infections. And the prostate makes this really, really alkaline, basic stuff that allows the little swimmers to be able to swim and survive. And over time, it's such a nasty, caustic thing, you get prostate cancer. And so I know lots of people that suffered with that and have suffered and have other ones that went to the #1 robotic surgeon in America for nerve-sparing prostatectomies and have really positive results. So, it makes a difference.
Robotic surgeon? Is that what you
Yes,
said?
it's a robotic prostatectomy surgeon. And so basically, the surgeon uses the Da Vinci machine to do all the work, but it's very, very controlled, and they're able to remove or to open up the net of nerves that cover the walnut that is the prostate, and able to fix it. So, thank God. Thank God for that those people exist. I just wish they were here in Columbia. That's the only way it could be better for us.
Well, excuse my ignorance. What is the Da Vinci machine?
So it is a surgical robotic machine. So it does very, very, like if, let's say you're having an eye surgery. I've had an eye surgery, and the oh my goodness! I just got a text on my watch from a wonderful. I'm going to say this louder. Wonderful nurse, retired nurse who is just one of the greatest people in the world. That she was listening on the radio. So very, very, very happy for that. Almost as happy as I am to have you on the phone, Ed. But yeah, so it's a robotic surgical machine. And so when they do an eye surgery, they can use physical tools, little teeny tiny tools, and they insert some ports like a light port and a tool port and a wash in and wash out port, so they can pull stuff out of the eye chamber. Well, you can do it with a robot. A robot can be perfect. And so with the robot, you can get a bigger field of view because your hands aren't in these little tiny spots. And you can make, Da Vinci surgical robotic machine. Wonderful.
Okay.
It's like 30-year-old technology now. But when it was new, it was the greatest thing, but it's expensive and the training is difficult. It's one of those things that you either have it, you can do it, or your physical touch aptitude and the control of the machine. It's not an easy thing, but the people that do it are just amazing.
Okay. All right. Well, what I wanted to call about is I wanted to call out the instigators because there's something in the air. We have got to get it together because the revolution's here.
Okay.
I'm not.
Is it? So you think we're there? You think we're civil war revolution, or do you think we're revolution of ideas? What is your diagnosis?
I just made that up, of course.
Well, that's yeah.
Me and Thunderclap.
Oh, that's funny.
Anyway, judging by the crowd at the State House,
and you were there, and I wasn't. So we're
there.
leaning on Ed for the truth here.
Yeah. Now, of course, Fox News. I got a chuckle out of Fox News. They found 20 or 30 actual communists. You know how you guys on the right like to call everybody a communist?
Well, yeah. I got in a fight. I got in a fight with my best friend about this. And the most insulting thing you did was you called me a communist, and I'm like, everybody to the left of Pat Buchanan in my book's a communist, and he laughed. So save that one. But yeah, that's very, very common. And politically, we have these little retorts and things. Hold on, Ed. We're going to take a quick break and be right back. And we got another person on deck, so we'll have between now and the end of the program to at least get the other person started close to the end of the show, end of this hour. Hold on, Ed. We'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Katie.
And I'm Stephanie from Oakleaf Village of Lexington.
Every Tuesday from 8:30 to 9, we'll be talking about issues that concern seniors and their families.
So join us right here on 100.7 The Point Radio for the positive points on aging.
Brought to you by Oakleaf Village of Lexington.
This is Fran Halloran. Tune into my show, The Intentional Living Power Hour, on Thursday mornings from 9 to 10 for simple and practical financial coaching on The Point, 100.7 FM, 1470 AM, Columbia's local talk radio experience.
Point A to Point B traffic now from Broker Solar. Local, honest solar. Search Broker Solar.
Rex tying things up at Syrup Mill at Dennis and also Jim Hamilton at Airport. 7,400 2 notch, 10,000 2 notch, and 2,000 2 notch. Rex tying things up also out on Raven at Florida and Taylor at Hardin out. Park Lane at 277, wrapping it up. I-20 West at 6 with a wreck. Fort Jackson at 77 out. Piney Grove at St. Andrews Road, a collision. Brown Motor Works, specializing in maintenance and repairs to BMW and Mercedes. Get our digital inspection complete with any service. 520 Clemson Road, Brown Motor Works. Doug Thomas on the point.
Point A to Point B traffic. 4 times an hour, mornings and afternoons on The Point.
Hey, honey, you look exhausted.
I am. I went to 3 stores and I still couldn't find that medicine my doctor recommended.
The one they said should be easy to find.
Exactly.
Did you try True Pharmacy on Beltline Boulevard?
I wish I'd went there first. Not only did True Pharmacy have it, they answered all of my questions.
Personalized healthcare and no more pharmacy scavenger hunt. Sign me up. True Pharmacy, the pharmacy that takes time to care. Come see us at our Columbia location at 623 Beltline Boulevard or Triangle Pharmacy, 1239 D Avenue, West Columbia.
Craving a little Louisiana in the heart of South Carolina?
Louisiana Purchase in Irmo is where Cajun and Creole flavors bring the bayou to your table.
From bold Southern classics to authentic Cajun favorites, we're serving up comfort food with a kick.
We offer catering, including charcuterie for office parties, cozy gatherings, or big celebrations.
Right next door is Cypress Market, your new favorite stop for gourmet meats and cheeses, a to-go cooler, and a collection of Southern gifts you won't find anywhere else.
Louisiana Purchase and Cypress Market. Good food, good company, and a whole lot of Southern comfort.
Visit LouisianaPurchase.com.
When it rains, it sometimes pours. Is your chimney leaking? This is Drew from Gym Spector. We can fix it. We'll find the leak and solve the problem. When a leak occurs, it can cause damage inside your chimney system that can create hidden hazards. Maybe you haven't used your fireplace in years and you're scared to try it. Let us come out and take a look. You'll be enjoying the crackling sounds of a fire before you know it. We're local, fully insured, industry certified, and we care. Online at chimspector.com or give us a call at 803-859-5858. That's 803-859-5858.
Hi, I'm Alicia Kaufman Quinton. My daddy, Billy Kaufman, opened Kaufman's Meat Plant at our present location in 1955. My family still works hard every day to ensure fresh quality cuts of beef, pork, and poultry. How about a tasty T-bone, ribeye, or New York strip steak? But to order at Kaufman's Meat Place, just look for the signs near the intersection of US 1 and I-20 in Lexington. Call us at 356-0076 to place your order. Kaufman's Meat Place, when you want the very best your money can buy.
Hi, this is Chris Neely, Superintendent of the South Carolina Public Charter School District. I hope you'll join Kevin and me each Tuesday afternoon. We'll bring you Kids First, where we talk about educational issues and what we're doing to teach kids the right way. It's Kids First, Tuesday at 5:30 right here on 100.7 The Point.
The afternoon drive with Kev continues from the Park Fireside Studios.
All right, so we're back with our friend Ed. Thanks for holding on, Ed.
Yeah.
So what did Fox News find? What did they get?
Well, they found a group of 20 or 30 real communists. They had red T-shirts. They had the sickle and hammer.
Were they emaciated like communists always end up? They were American communists. Were they American college student communists?
Demonstration in New York. They picked out this group of people to stand for the whole
Waving their communist flags.
Yeah. Now in Colombia, I have to I did see some actual communists. I saw these
Communists
two guys.
communists demonstrating that they're communist, or communist with the communist regalia?
With the communist regalia. They were these two guys dressed in black with red berets, and they had the hammer and sickle, and they were walking around passing out literature.
Now I'm going to
Wish
give this to
I
you. So they
had
actually
gotten
had
some.
literature. Okay, because
Yeah, and I
because
wish
that
I had gotten some.
well, I wish you had too, because I can see friends of mine in our youth doing that to be the agitation, not to be genuine that way. So you know,
Well,
you
when I was in college, my roommate, he knew some communists, and he hung out with them. You know, he went drinking with them. My friend wasn't a communist himself, but he liked to debate.
well, the problem is when you go hang out with a group of communists, you have to pay for everything. Well, that's
But
there are people there, and there are seemingly regular folks that are involved in that stuff who have what, from the outside at least, look like complete lives. But in the United States, you can afford to be a communist. Other places,
yeah,
you get hungry fast.
you may know one of them, Brett Bursey.
Yeah, yeah. That's a what was it? Was Columbia City paper? Was that Brett Bursey's paper?
Don't remember.
He had a
But,
paper, and there were a lot of interesting. How about this? There were a lot of moral people who I politically disagree with in the late 70s, early 80s folks. The people that were environmentally the first wave environmental people, they were very, 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 very left. And a friend of mine, actually a radio friend of mine, when they had Occupy Columbia, I went to it because I wanted to see what was going on, and I ran into a radio friend of mine, and he said, and I said, "So tell me what the truth is," because he was out there. And so we walked around the side of the state house where we were away from the bulk of the crowd. And he goes, "It's just the usual suspects. It's Brett Bursey and it's Tom Turnipseed's stable of folks, and then there's some really radical folks there also. But yeah, it's just the usual suspects." And as long as they're nonviolent and you can talk to them and they'll talk back, we can work together.
yeah, it was cool. I knew Tom too. Tom was a good guy.
Yeah,
Like Tom a lot.
and when he ran for lieutenant governor, and then he had bad depression, I think, and he had electroshock therapy, and then the media and the other side, my side, jumped on him about it. Somebody's sick. I want him to get well. For something as complicated as depression, it becomes a spaghetti thing where you throw everything against the wall, hopefully to find something that works.
Yeah, you don't deserve jokes like, oh well, they hooked up the battery cables.
Yeah, jumper cables. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that was unfortunate, but he continued to leave his mark. And gosh, I was on another station 1,000 years ago, and they had the show right before mine, and and they were some interesting characters. They're interesting characters, almost caricature characters of what you would expect.
yeah. That joke about the jumper cables, that was made by another friend of mine, actually, Lee Atwater.
Yeah, the great. I have a buddy of mine that was Lee Atwater's roommate in Washington, And then another friend of mine won the Lee Atwater Award for the college Republicans one year. And Lee Atwater, it was a floor guy or a Dreer guy, and a guitar player, and he would go somewhere and
Blues
hit
guitar,
the
love the blues guitar. Yeah.
right. He would hit the bars and the barbecue joints, and he talked to people.
Yeah.
And
You
you talk
know,
to people, and you find out what the people care about.
he was Flora. You know how I know that?
How? Because you're a floor guy too.
Sat behind me in study hall.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's great.
We used to talk together.
Yeah. And those are, he was a savant on people. And they accused him of being very Machiavellian, and he was just correct. And like, this is the way to approach it because this is what the people care about.
Yeah, he was a take no prisoners kind of guy, and he wasn't political at the time I knew him, but I could see how if he turned political, I could have seen how he would be that kind of politician.
Well, some of this stuff is and I'll give you and our listeners and our people on hold the keys to the kingdom on this. The rules of the game are not the rules printed on the inside of the box. And if you limit yourself to the stated rules, you're going to lose. So you need to make a decision. And there's moral hazards there, and there's reputational hazards there. But if you've got to win, you got to really go at it hard.
Well, that's what people have come to believe, and that's unfortunate because now the laws regarding running for office are no longer respected. Like, well, I don't know if they were ever entirely respected, but now they're hardly respected at all, and we need to get back to that.
Well, some sort of I have this thing, and this is why abortion doesn't work on the radio. But anything that you and I can talk about, we can probably come to some agreement to maybe have a solution that would work with enough value that your people could support it and my people could support it. Except for things like abortion, where it's really, really emotional and nobody ever changes their mind because of something they hear on the radio. So it's, I'm a pro-life guy, but it's sort of a dead issue because you can never make any headway talking about it like this.
Exactly. Yeah, I think you're right about this one, Gene.
Well, hey, one, we're going to put it on the wall. But yeah, so there is science behind or sociology and psychology behind all this stuff. But you just got to find out what works. But the person that's almost there and gives up because of respectability and decency, they just don't make it. And they have stories like, oh yeah, when I ran for the legislature, this happened and this happened. I said, why didn't you run again? Well, it was not really worth it, and I found out I needed to be somewhere, and that's what happens to good people. Oh, I've never run for the legislature. My dad did, and my oldest uncle did. Thank God they both lost in the primary. But Ed, I'm going to let you go, and we'll bring everybody else up in the next little bit. We're going to take a quick break for top of the hour news, and we'll be right back in just a few moments here on The Point.
He's live. He's local. He's Kevin Cohen.
The Fox Business Report is brought to you on 100.7 The Point by Mid Carolina Credit Union.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report. Stocks kicking off the new quarter higher as investors digest fresh economic data while trying to anticipate the end to the Iranian conflict. The Dow entered correction territory last week, but it's having its best three-day stretch in nearly a year. However, the blue chip index is coming off of its worst month since September of 2022. U.S. oil was down over $99 a barrel, while Brent crude, the international benchmark, was around $101. As a result of declining oil prices, shares of Chevron and ExxonMobil and other energy stocks dropped. Most all of the 11 S&P 500 sectors were higher, with tech and industrials the best performers. The Dow winners, Caterpillar, Goldman Sachs, and Boeing. The Dow decliners, Chevron, Nike, and Visa. The Dow up 224 points. The Nasdaq higher by 250. S&P 500 up 47. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Hillary Barsky, invested in you.
Most investments today feel like second jobs. Real estate, you're a landlord. Stocks, you're a day trader. Crypto, you're a full-time researcher. You've got a life to live. Your investment should help you live it. That's why more Americans are choosing gold. Noble Gold has helped thousands protect their future with real physical gold. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com to get your free wealth protection kit. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
Here's something big banks don't advertise. They don't work for you.
At Mid Carolina Credit Union, we do, because we're owned by our members, not shareholders. I'm Dean Scarborough. We may not be the biggest financial institution in our market. We do have the biggest heart. Come in and try us on for size. You might be surprised just how well we fit.
For a credit union that does work for you, Mid Carolina Credit Union. Bank where you belong.
Mid Carolina CU, federally insured by the NCUA, an equal housing lender, NMLS 403334.
What's important in an insurance agent? I'm David Jolly of the Higgins & Halloran Insurance Group. First and foremost, I make myself available when you need me. And let's face it, it's not always a convenient time. I communicate with the folks that I work with, and I take insurance personally. That means I'll look for the best rates for you and do everything I can to help you when you need to file a claim. When you think of insurance, I ask that you think of me, David Jolly. Reach me at Higgins & Halloran Insurance Group at 803-850-0054.
WQXL Columbia, W264DF.
Grills, outdoor kitchens, and fireplaces. Spring sizzle starts with Bart. This is 107 The Point.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Keith Peters in Washington. President Trump will address the nation tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on the Iran war. White House correspondent Greg Clugston reports.
The White House describes the president's primetime speech as an important update on Iran. On Tuesday, Donald Trump said U.S. forces could leave Iran in 2 or 3 weeks and be done with the conflict. The president also lashed out at American allies for not doing more to support the U.S. military's war campaign. He said it's up to other countries, not the United States, to keep the Strait of Hormuz open for oil tankers and other shipping. Greg Clugston, Washington.
White House correspondent Greg Clugston will anchor live coverage of President Trump's address to the nation tonight on many of these same stations. The Supreme Court seemed poised Wednesday to reject President Trump's restrictions on birthright citizenship. In oral arguments, Justice Brett Kavanaugh noted Congress passed federal citizenship laws last century that supported broad birthright citizenship.
If you're in Congress in 1940 and 1952 and you want to limit the scope of Wanka mark or to eliminate ambiguity, why do you eat the same language rather than choosing something different?
NASA has filled its moon rocket gas tank for humanity's first lunar trip in more than a half century. The 32-story rocket is due to blast off with 4 astronauts Wednesday evening from Florida's Kennedy Space Center. 3 Americans and 1 Canadian are on board. The 2-hour launch window opens at 6:24 p.m. Eastern Time. On Wall Street, the Dow up by 224 points. The Nasdaq rose 250. The S&P advanced 46. Oil below $100 a barrel. More on these stories at townhall.com.
If you don't care about saving 50% off your wireless bill for the same 5G coverage the big guys are charging a fortune for, maybe you care about keeping jobs in America. Pure Talk does. They've pledged to run their entire operation from this country, including all their customer service. Or maybe you care about our nation's veterans. Pure Talk does. They've donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to America's Warrior Partnership, a fantastic organization working hard to prevent veteran suicide. Or maybe you care about closing America's skills gap. Pure Talk does. They're a proud supporter of MicroWorks. They're helping my foundation train the next generation of skilled workers. Don't get me wrong. Saving money's great, and you'll save plenty with Pure Talk. But if you want to be in business with people who share your values, dial pound 250, say micro, and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
TMZ is turning its celebrity lens on Congress. It's tracking lawmakers on recess as the Department of Homeland Security shutdown drags on.
Viral videos of senators at airports, Las Vegas, and Disney World have fueled backlash, stepping up pressure for lawmakers to return. That pressure now extends beyond social media, with unions and President Trump all urging Congress back to Washington. But even if lawmakers return, there's no clear path to a deal. A bipartisan Senate agreement collapsed after House Republicans rejected it, leaving lawmakers at an even deeper impasse. Rich Thomason, Washington.
U.S. Forest Service headquarters will be moving far from its longtime digs in Washington, D.C. It's being relocated to Utah as part of a broad overhaul. The move is winning praise from Republican lawmakers. News and analysis at townhall.com. From Washington, I'm Keith Peters. A woman in Germany has been bitten by a wolf in a shopping center.
Authorities say a wolf has bitten a woman in a Hamburg shopping area in what experts call Germany's first known wild wolf attack on a person since 1998. On Monday evening, firefighters took the woman to a Hamburg hospital. Her condition remains unclear. Experts believe the animal's a young wolf searching for a territory of its own that accidentally wandered into the city. Hamburg's regional government noted that wolves generally avoid contact with people and dogs, and the unusual urban environment would have been stressful. The case lands amid growing debate over wolf protection and livestock attacks. I'm Charles de Lefesma.
Pakistan and Afghanistan's Taliban governments have resumed talks in China, which is mediating between the two sides to broker a durable ceasefire after weeks of fighting. They'll continue talks tomorrow. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Beat traffic now from Broker Solar. Local, honest, sold online at brokersolars.com.
Collision still active, flowing things. We have Jim Hamilton at Airport Boulevard and also Art Stalwart, Princeton, brand new.
Highway 1 with a collision. Midstate Roofing, commercial, industrial, and institutional. You got a leak? Let Midstate Roofing take a peek. Service, advice, results for over 25 years. MidstateRoofing.com. Doug Thomas on the point.
On Point Weather, brought to you by our friends at Palmetto State Armory.
On 107 The Point.
Here's tonight's forecast. We have cloudy skies, a low temperature dropping to 61. Tomorrow, much like we've had today, mix of sunshine, more clouds. We'll have a 20% chance for a shower. The high again, 85. For Friday, double our rain chances to 40%. Saturday looks nice. Easter Sunday, not so nice. The rain arrives in the afternoon. Sunday's high, 83. I'm Cal Moss with your On Point local weather.
Bark Fireside Studio. It's Kevin Cohen.
All right, it's Gene Garris filling in for Fran, who fills in for Super Kevin. And we're going to go right back to the phones. Hey, caller, how are you? Hello, caller.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, hey, what's going on there, Tim? It's as if you were summoned from the ether.
You would have called while I'm parking, but go ahead though.
Oh yes. So well, here I'll give the so our new friend Joe from New Jersey. Okay, good. He listened to your call, and evidently you had responded to him on the Sunday program, and you called him. He said you called him a fascist, and he wants to know what does this guy say a fascist is. So Tim, what say you is a fascist?
Joe, the one on?
Yeah, Joe from Jersey. Joe from Jersey. One of our here. This is a thing. I'm going to task you with this. So some of our listeners, and I should do more of this. So I'm going to do it now. And I know you have lots and lots of friends and family and stuff. So these crazy people on the air, I'm talking about myself. Just tell somebody else about the point. We're basically it on accessible local talk radio. And I encourage everybody that's listening, go ahead and share your point adventures with that person and say, hey, you don't want to listen to this garbage music that should not be allowed to be stored digitally. You want to switch on over to the point and break the knob off so you don't have to listen to anything else.
Yeah, there you go.
So let's be honest. If you're going to call out Charlie, you got to remember that the conspiracy theorists are like 99-1 on the win-loss ratio.
Yeah, well, yeah, no problem. I got it. I can handle it.
Well,
But anyways,
also remember that a conspiracy is just a handful of folks that get together and form a plan to do something for their own interest or their own idea. So you say, "Hey, we're going to play golf at 6:30 in the morning, right?" Well, I haven't told don't tell your wife. We've already got this on the book. We don't want this complicated. So we will have a conspiracy that we will go play golf on Saturday morning, and we'll get there at 6:30 for a 7 o'clock tee time. That's a conspiracy. So the bar really, really low.
but anyway, Charlie seemed to have the idea that Trump's being abused and set up, and he's being just taken advantage of, and he's really in charge of what's going
Well,
on.
I'll disagree with Charlie on that because it's Joe Biden who was abused. It's Joe Biden who was confused. It's Joe Biden who had these hourly employees, interns, signing his name to stuff that had force of law attached to it. It's Joe Biden who was abused by all these people. It's Joe Biden who was drugged up and sleep controlled and all these other things. That's a real conspiracy. You're putting stuff out there that does not exist in the record. I complain about those things. I was against one of the things that almost lost me on Trump was the attack in Syria. In Syria is a sovereign nation, relatively moderate. Some of the best people I know are, gosh, what's his name? It just ran out of my. Steve Jobs was a Syrian kid that got adopted. A lot of really Syrian people, to a man and to a woman. I have a Syrian family that I'm thinking about right now. Every member of that family is one of the finest people I know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I'm sort of agreeing with you. I'm sort of sort of agreeing with you. But you know, the only I'll give it to you. I'll give you why. The only thing the American people, the only thing the American people know about international and public policy is what the media tells them. So if the media tells them this and this, and can you believe what they're doing? They hate us. Death to America. Death to America. That's what you see. But gosh, this is one of the crazy things that you'll have people from disparate situations. You'll have Christian, Islamic, Syrians, and Jewish people, and all sorts of people. They work in the same hospital together. They're colleagues together. They go, and a lot of the problems that we talk about with different groups. You say, well, they hate each other and they hate this person and it's out of control and it's violent. And you go to a 5-story walk up in New York City and every kind of person is living together. So,
exactly.
So we are a lot easier and kinder and productive than in reality. Stephen Miller is my spirit animal. I love that guy. I absolutely love that guy.
Not the wannabe.
No, come on. Come on. He's like the most Jewish guy on the planet. He's not a Nazi.
That one hit. The name of the Norman guy. I can't believe that people still believe that Obama just gave Iranians for the hell of it.
No, it was their money, but we didn't have to give it back, and that we gave it, and then we did, yeah. And what did we get out of the deal? Let's not do this. Just think of what he really did. So in a couple of years, Iranian girls are going to learn how to drive. In a couple of years, Iranian girls will be able to go to school. You just go through the list of. You're killing human potential. You're killing human potential. God did not legitimize the power of the other folks. If you stifle human potential, if you cripple a kid by not treating them, teaching them how to read, that's on you.
People fell for that crap, and it works over and over for some reason. So okay, Trump talking about the Iranian girls in one breath, and next breath, I'm gonna totally obliterate your country, totally obliterate my store. You're not
Right.
to them.
Put their navy on the bottom of the sea. I support that. Put their missile batteries into the dust. I support that. The only boots on the ground I support will be the ones needed to get the fissionable material out of Iran and back into thing. I'm really jammed up, Tim. I'm going to run here, but I'll be back in just a moment.
Join us weekday mornings at 7:31 a.m. for Straight to the Point with Pastor Steve Williamson. That's Straight to the Point, weekday mornings, 7:31 a.m. here on The Point, 100.7 FM.
Hey, I'm Katie. And I'm Stephanie from Oakleaf Village of Lexington. Every Tuesday from 8:30 to 9, we'll be talking about issues that concern seniors and their families. So join us right here on 100.7 The Point Radio for the positive points on aging. Brought to you by Oakleaf Village of Lexington.
Point A to point B traffic. Now from Broker Solar. Local, honest, solar. Search Broker Solar.
Good afternoon. Collisions out slowing you down now. Got accidents out still at Jim Hamilton at Airport Boulevard and also Hardscrabble at Clemson Road, clearing 290 on Neil Fowling and Cox Ferry at Highway 1 in the wrap up. Residential, commercial, and general construction. Crescent Construction for a free quote. Call 803-781-1900 or crescentcarolina.com. Doug Thomas on the point.
Point A to point B traffic. 4 times an hour, mornings and afternoons on the point.
Lots of plumbing companies out there. Few are truly local. Time to discover the difference with Franklin Plumbing and Drain Cleaning. See, when I faced plumbing woes at the Cohen home, Josh and his dedicated team, well, they were my go-to solution. They make a commitment to exceptional service. They arrived on time, clearly detailed all the costs and procedures, and efficiently handled all my repairs without any surprises. These days, how often do we complain about a lack of customer service out there? With Franklin Plumbing and Drain Cleaning, these folks are professional. They're courteous. They're skilled at what they do, and they've earned my trust and they've earned my recommendation to you. From urgent repairs to the tankless water heater you've always wanted, they've got you covered. Visit franklinplumbing.sc.com or call 799-2222. That's 799-2222. Hey, you tell them Kev sent you from the point. Pretty sure you'll want to thank me later.
Hey, all, this is Ted from Flight Deck Restaurant. We'd like to invite you and your family to dine with us. We have a great menu that's sure to please your whole family. We have fresh cooked burgers, big juicy wings, blue plate menu featuring country cooking, oven-baked hoagies, fresh crisp salads, authentic Greek food like gyros, souvlaki, and baklava. We also carry 20 different premium cheesecakes and pies. Flight Deck Restaurant also has an arcade with 30 different games like Star Wars, Batman, Skee Ball, Bass Wheel, Pac-Man, Galaga, and so much more. Flight Deck, your favorite family restaurant. Thanks, y'all, and God bless.
Hi, I'm Sean Paliak, the new owner of Columbia Screen Printing and Design, formerly Bardak Design and Tease Me. We've rebranded, but our experienced staff and quality results haven't changed. We proudly serve the Columbia area with top-notch garments and design, and offer free delivery on our local orders. Visit us on Rosewood Drive near the fairgrounds, or check us out online. For t-shirts, sweatshirts, jerseys, koozies, and more, call Columbia Screen Printing and Design at 254-7940. We're local, fast, and ready to wow you.
Start your morning right at the original Pancake House on Forest Drive in Trenham Plaza. We're not just about pancakes, though ours come stacked with fresh fruit toppings like peach and apple and cherry. Savor homemade quiche, thick sliced bacon, sweet blintzes, and amazing oven-baked omelets, all crafted with the very best ingredients in small, fresh batches. Don't miss out on fresh squeezed oranges and hearty lunch sandwiches. Family friendly, group ready, always delicious. The original Pancake House welcomes you.
Columbia's local talk radio experience continues now from the Park Fireside Studios.
All right, we're going to pull the music down and bring the callers up. Welcome, caller.
Dancing machine.
Yeah, not much dancing going on there. I just found out that our buddy Joe from Jersey is from Columbus.
Okay.
It's great. I think you ought to have T-shirts made up.
Are we giving everybody names now?
No,
Is that what it is?
I used to, so I have Professor Ed, I have David the scientist, I have David the social scientist. He doesn't call in very often, but when he does, yeah, I have created some names.
Oh, well, that's good. I just noticed that Tim, he totally punted the fascism.
Yeah.
He totally punted that. Let this conspiracy guy explain it to him. And it's really easy. Cuba was taken over in 1958.
Yeah, and thanks to democracy, they had an election once. There are people right now in prison from the 50s, political prisoners from the 1950s. And these people are monsters. So
But
yeah, go ahead.
Here's what fascism is. Because when he took over, the first thing they did was they nationalized every industry in Cuba.
Right.
The government ran everything: the milk, the eggs, the meat, the clothing, the electric was taken over by them.
Right. And that's why they don't have milk and eggs and meat and electricity.
Because the upper crust.
Right.
The
Always.
upper
Always.
crust, oh,
Like-
they've got everything they need.
Like our friends
And,
in
you know-
Mexico, there's a very thin line of super richer than most Americans.
Oh, yeah.
Very thin line at the top, and everybody else, by comparison, is poor. And if your dad was a street sweeper or a day laborer, that's pretty much the best that you can do. There's no mobility.
Yeah, well,
and so
I lived.
Go ahead.
I lived that in India, the caste system, and that's exactly how it worked. That's how the caste system was. Once you were a sweeper, you're always a sweeper.
That's the best.
But, as far as fascism is concerned, I think the most recent person to spout it was Mondami.
Oh yeah,
because he wanted to take over the means of production.
Right, going to take over those buildings. Going to take over if they close that grocery store, we're going to own it.
Exactly, and that's exactly
right. Well, fascism is a fusion of the state and industry. And it can be productive fascism, like, hey, we're building up our big war machine. Everybody works in the war material thing, and in the right where we had to do it, we did it too.
That's right. That's right. Everybody was making Jeeps, and they didn't care whether you were making typewriters or sewing machines. You were going to make rifles.
Well, I have a dream, Charlie, and if anybody out there, and I'm going to rejoin the civilian marksmanship thing. So what I really want is I want a Rockola contract manufactured M1 Garand. I want a rifle made by a jukebox company. No, I'm serious. I think that, and it's not because of like some collector value or anything. I just think that's cool. I think that's cool.
Absolutely, absolutely. I know Underwriter typewriters.
Underwood, yeah, and Singer sewing machines and National Cash Register and
that's right.
a whole bunch of right because it was really nip and tuck. We didn't feel it like other people, but it was really if Hitler had used light water instead of heavy water or the other way around, if he'd just been 3 months ahead of us, I mean that would have been it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, it would have been it for England. That's for damn sure.
Right.
But I was fascinated by this machine you were talking about for prostate because I'm up over that wire. And I don't have any problems or anything, but I know in Florida what we do is we eat a lot of swamp cabbage. You know what swamp cabbage is?
No, I don't.
It's palmetto.
Okay, the saw palmetto is a thing.
It's not the fruit though, because they make it out of the fruit and they make it. But swamp cabbage is actually the heart.
Okay.
Of the pond.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's good.
I was worried when you said it. I thought you were going to be talking about those swamp corn dogs, those cattails. K-pop. I think that fiber used to be in life jackets.
Where was Tim getting this conspiracy theory stuff? Because he was mentioning something.
I think that was a pivot to avoid the fascist explanation. I think that was a pivot.
Is one podcaster, and that's where he gets all his information from. Because calling people psychopaths and Nazis and stuff. I mean, does he really, why doesn't he just call them big dummies?
Yeah. So I
You know
follow
what I mean?
I follow this guy who's a First Amendment guy. His name is Jeff Gray out of Florida, and these Karens come and harass him, and he's like, "Why are you being such a meanie pants?" And it's so funny because it's sort of disarming and purposefully juvenile.
Yeah, well, it was kind of like what Joe was doing. He was saying, well, why does Tim have to be so hurt?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right.
What I mean,
He doesn't even know me.
you know,
Except for the property tax collector.
Where it goes.
Yeah, I got invited to go to the Italian American Supper Club in Las Vegas and didn't go. And I should have gone. But I didn't. I had other obligations, which is common.
Yeah. But I'm really jealous of him being a ball player, because my ball playing career was like ruined because of the fact that I wound up going overseas with my family, and my baseball career turned into a semi-pro softball career.
Oh wow. My
It was pretty
baseball
cool.
dreams ended because I wasn't any good. So
Well, I wasn't fantastic, but I was still young at the time, I mean, I played high school ball and Babe Ruth ball and that. But then when I went over to India, I wound up playing in it's an expats and embassy personnel and USA personnel, and they had all these teams
all right,
from
so
different companies.
you didn't just pick up cricket, the national sport of India?
I remember the first time I played cricket, and the local Indian kids wouldn't let us play anymore because I was a pitcher.
Oh yeah. Well, sticky wickets and all. Charlie, do you want to hold on over, or do you want to?
Yeah.
All right, all right. We'll bring you back after the news.
WQXL Columbia, W264DF.
Grills, outdoor kitchens, and fireplaces. Spring sizzle starts with Bart. This is 107 The Point.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. The astronauts are in the capsule and in place for the Artemis 2 mission. NASA's planned lunar fly-around by 4 astronauts will be the first moon trip in 53 years. The Space Launch System rocket is poised to blast off tonight with a 2-hour launch window beginning at 6:24 p.m. Eastern Time at Kennedy Space Center in Florida. President Trump says he would bomb Iran back to the Stone Ages if the Islamic Republic doesn't open the Strait of Hormuz. Trump's remarks in a Truth Social post Wednesday come a day after he said he was nearly ready to wind down the war once he was sure Iran wouldn't be able to build a nuclear weapon. He's scheduled to address the nation later this evening. On Wall Street, the Dow by 224 points. More details at srnnews.com.
Are you tired of that sinking feeling when the electric bill arrives? Does the phrase peak hours trigger anxiety and a headache? Do you suffer from chronic fatigue of watching your hard-earned money evaporate right into the power grid? You may be suffering from utility pain and anxiety disorder, or UPAD. Symptoms include sweating when running the AC, a fear of turning on lights, and a general feeling of powerlessness over your energy costs.
It's time for you to try Solaris from Ken at Broker Solar. Broker Solar isn't a temporary fix, but a lasting solution with cutting-edge solar technology designed to address high energy bills at their source. Many clients have experienced immediate relief from high monthly payments with reports of increased home value and greater financial freedom. Imagine a brighter future for your home and your wallet. Side effects include the freedom to use your appliances when you want and a powerful sense of energy independence. Broker Solar. A brighter outlook for your home and wallet. Call us now, 803-807-7417. That's 807-7417 or online at brokersolar.com.
Point A to Point B traffic. Now from Broker Solar. Local, honest solar. Online at brokersolar.com.
Rex tying things up at Two-Notch Brickyard and also Dutch Fork at Roushmans Road, Jim Hamilton at Airport, Roberts Branch Parkway at Nettles, and Turkey Farm Road at Wilson Boulevard. Assurance Financial. Do you need a home loan? Come see the Kedar and work with a lender who's a proud part of the Gamecock Athletics with Assurance Financial. Apply online at time and halftime. AssuranceMortgage.com. Doug Thomas on the point.
On Point Weather, brought to you by our friends at Palmetto State Armory.
On 107 The Point.
Here's tonight's forecast. We have cloudy skies, a low temperature dropping to 61. Tomorrow, much like we've had today, mix of sunshine, more clouds. We'll have a 20% chance for a shower. The high again, 85. For Friday, double our rain chances to 40%. Saturday looks nice. Easter Sunday, not so nice. The rain arrives in the afternoon. Sunday's high, 83. I'm Cal Moss with your On Point local weather.
All right, I'm Gene Garris filling in for Fran today and Kevin tomorrow, and we're going to right back to our friend Charlie. Thanks for holding on.
Well, no problem, no problem. Yeah, like I was saying, what it was the varsity team of a high school there in India. Our team, it was an American school, and we had a team, and we were sponsored by American Express.
Oh, okay.
And then we played, and then we played all the multinational teams, and we played Lufthansa, JAL, we played BOAC.
And that's the British Overseas Air Company. Is that VAOC?
Yeah. I'm that old. And TWA, Coca-Cola, Union Carbide, they were all in this league. It was a fast pitch windmill league.
Oh wow.
And it was on the embassy grounds, and it was quite a thing, But once you go the other way with your arm, and I was pitcher, once you go the other way, you can't go back.
Yeah,
you can't go back to throwing a baseball after you've been throwing a softball for the last time.
yeah.
So
I've got a patient,
kind of a bummer.
a patient family of mine, and they were out in Texas, and the grandson was playing in a traveling baseball league, and it was like all year long. He was all over the place all year long.
Yeah.
And he broke his arm. He broke his arm.
Oh God.
Yeah. So you can imagine being a high school kid and being in that position. Well, Charlie, let me let you go. I got to get some other people on. I want to make sure that we get them all on before the end of the show, which is frequently a struggle. And we're going to say, hey, caller, how are you? I'm doing great, David, Professor de las Ciencias. What's going on in your neck of the woods?
No, first of all,
Like when they call Trump Hitler, I go, why are you trying to rehab Hitler? Trump is great.
like the idea, but he's thinking it might be better being calamari bog. I don't know. What you think about calamari bog?
Well, you could do chicken bog topped with crunchy calamari. That might be a thing. Sort of a Jersey, South Carolina deal.
Well, I'll tell you before I get into a couple more points. I just saw the news yesterday, and based on what was revealed about Kristi Noem, I guess right now somewhere Joe Biden's looking at the news going, I want to appoint that guy. I want to appoint him for something.
Now, so there's
he's now filing on home,
There is, of course, many, many layers of knowledge And there's street science, what the regular people understand. There's practitioner science, what practitioners are using every day in their lives. And then there's a research scientist. That's the sort of the cutting edge of what the truth is. But years ago, I knew that Christy Nome was having an affair with Corey Lewandowski. And I was surprised that she was part of the Trump administration with that sort of handicap around her neck. But the hubby has got double H sized accoutrement. Exactly.
There was some part of the headline or some part of the article to say, here's the truth about it. But Gene, when I did it, it showed that there was a paywall. And I knew this person was also not paying for this article. So I made a comment, hey, it's behind the paywall. Can you copy and paste so I can read the article? Because I want to read more about this. Cricket.
Yeah.
Because I knew they
Yeah.
had not read the article.
Yeah.
All they saw was the headline. That's the low information voter out there, the TDS deranged people out there that just they no matter what he does, we joke that if he said, hey, I recommend you breathe every few seconds, they would all die.
Yeah, that's like
Because
the
I'm not gonna breathe.
Yeah, that's right. Oxygen is bad. Gosh, I think there was a thing. There was the Hillary Clinton challenge where you put a bag over your head or something, a plastic bag over your
Right.
head. That was a joke too. But yeah, it's their reflexive insanity makes it so you can't function, and you can't argue with
Yeah.
them because they're actually crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, do you remember what Caitlin? It's not Collins. That's a
Bennett.
comment. Bennett. Caitlin Bennett went to spring break in Florida, and she asked this guy who looked like a normal guy, "What continent is the United States in?" No clue. Another guy said, "Well, how many senators are there?" And he goes, "Well, there's 50 states and 3 senators per state," and he got the
Yeah.
numbers wrong.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah, he was the
yeah. And you're like, these people don't know anything. But we, you and me, and really even a lot of our friends on the left we pay too much attention to a lot of these things, and so we're always looking for, hey, what's this? What does this mean? But the regular person who lives in the land of milk and honey, which is the United States of America, you can be an American or have a shooting war in Iran. We had a military operation in Venezuela. Cuba is next, and Mexico might be after that. But you can be an American, and except for the sound bites, not even know anything else is going on because it doesn't really affect you. Now, this is a thing I think I might have shared with you on another format. Let me get back to it. But I talked about how much gasoline cost in the United States based on $2022 because the inflation, Biden inflation, was so bad. So I just want to read this one thing that I saved. let's see here. I'll of course find it. The current real inflation adjusted price thus is notably lower than the 2022 annual average and far below the 2022 summer peak, which was adjusted to over $5 with some analysis. Gasoline prices are volatile and influenced by crude oil refining taxes and seasonal regional factors. The recent spike has pushed nominal prices toward the 2022 highs, but cumulative inflation since then means the real burden on consumer remains below those levels. So as much as it costs you on St. Andrews Road, where it used to be super cheap, as much as that is, it's still cheaper adjusted for inflation than Biden 2022.
I did that stickers with Trump, which is going to backfire when he gets things. They're going to be saying, see, Trump did this great thing, but let's have the cumulative total for 4 years. I promise that they don't want to compare those two numbers because we know under Trump, especially what it was pre-Iran. I mean, I remember getting it for like what $1.80 something.
Yeah. Well, here's what we need to do. We need to get a picture of an Iranian girl reading and Trump pointing to it and saying, "I did that."
Well, women in this country have hit a jackpot compared to what they have there.
Right, 100%.
Things they got it good there. He's way wrong, Gene.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah. Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 100%. I just don't get it. If you are coming from the hate America left, every socialist paradise looks like a paradise. Every Islamo-fascist paradise looks like a paradise. You're never going to move there, but it seems like a paradise because they're more noble than we are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're barefoot because they use both shoes to beat on the table. All right, I got 3 more people. Thanks so much. All right, very good, very good. That's our friend David, Profesor de los Ciencias. We got 3 more people to get in before the end of the show. We'll do everything we can. We're going to jump in and say, "Hey, caller, how are you?"
Can you hear me?
Yes. Tell me who you are.
Sarah.
Okay, great. How are you doing, Sarah?
Okay. I'm doing much better. Went to the doctor yesterday and found out I got walking pneumonia. That's okay.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
So what do he do to you?
Absolutely.
Steroids? Or what's the plan?
All of that good stuff, albuterol to open up my chest. I'm not sick enough to go into the hospital.
Thank God.
because I'd probably be worse there.
Yeah, super
So,
bug
no.
factory.
Mm-hmm. So,
And I would encourage you to celebrate him for all the kids that had difficulty reading, all the kids that were outside of the easy fix, all the kids that he helped in his career. He's that's
uh-huh.
a thing. I have infinite respect for people of all political stripes when they do the work.
Right.
Like I want to
So
make
I
my
have to say that today.
community better.
Mm-hmm.
And you do it. There's difference between the platitudes
Mm-hmm.
and the work.
I also want to point out about Mr. Tim. We're all entitled to our own opinions, whether you believe in what I'm saying or I believe in what you're saying. But it's just a respect to say that we still have freedom to say what we want to say, whether you agree with them or not. Okay, that's all I'm gonna go on that.
Right, but
And
there's a difference between something that is an agreed upon fact and something that's an opinion. So if you preface everything you say, well, in my opinion, I believe that the United States is a fascist, racist, bigoted, homophobic nation state.
okay.
Well, I would
Well,
say, can you demonstrate that? You know?
well,
That's,
if you that,
oh,
but like
he's
I'm
going to
just
be
saying, I
back.
want to
He's a
point
great
that
guy.
out.
He's a great guy.
Okay. All right. So just moving forward. Charlie, that was the last guy, right?
No, that the last
Charlie,
guy
that
was
was the
David.
one that said that Cuba had no bread, milk, meat, or cheese.
That
What was
that
that?
that might have been when Charlie was explaining fascism.
Okay.
That
So,
fascism is control of the means of production and a fusion of the state with the industry. I'm not sure. I would have to clarify with him. I'm not sure if it.
okay. If it's happened at one time, that's no different than when we had the recession. But it's
Yeah.
really, really bad. I listen to my grandparents. Okay. So country has a day, good days and bad days. Okay. And as far as um, for living,
We're living in India, so he has some idea of what other cultures are like.
okay. But lived in India, I know about the doggone tax system. Yes. Now I know about every country has their good day and bad day. That's what I'm saying. As far as people keep saying those women can't get any education, well, there was a school that we just blew up that had young girls in it. So somewhere.
Yeah,
All right.
some people should listen to Daddy, and when Daddy says stay in your house, don't go out, you should probably do that when the world's largest military is nose to nose with your leader.
Okay. Now, don't forget tonight is going to address the nation at 9 o'clock.
And
So,
before that, at 7 o'clock, we're going to have a gubernatorial debate for four of the folks running for governor of this great state.
okay. Well, I'm not in South Carolina, but they're
Well, thank you
they're
thank you for joining us from across the border.
right. So done from Colorado.
Before I've got to take a quick break. Do you want to hold on through the break?
I sure will.
All right, just a moment.
Every Friday morning at 9 a.m. on The Point, join me, Chad Jordan, and my co-host Larry Jordan for the Palmetto Real Estate Pros. We'll help you out whether you're looking to buy, sell, or just learn all things real estate every Friday right here at 100.7 The Point.
Hi, this is Chris Neely, Superintendent of the South Carolina Public Charter School District. I hope you'll join Kevin and me each Tuesday afternoon. We'll bring you Kids First, where we talk about educational issues and what we're doing to teach kids the right way. It's Kids First, Tuesday at 5:30 right here on 100.7 The Point.
Point A to Point B traffic now from Broker Solar. Local, honest, solar. Search Broker Solar.
Rex tying things up at Two Notch Brickyard and Dutch Fork at Rousemans Road, Roberts Branch Parkway at Nettles, and Turkey Farm Road at Wilson Boulevard, and Jim Hamilton Road at Airport Boulevard. Collisions to report. Assurance Financial. Do you need a home loan? See Dan Kadar and work with a lender who's a proud partner with the Gamecock Athletics. With Assurance Financial, apply online in less time than halftime. AssuranceMortgage.com. Doug Thomas on the point.
Point A to Point B traffic. 4 times an hour, mornings and afternoons, on the Point.
Tired of floors that go squeak, squeak, squeak? Are your carpets more vintage avocado green than modern chic? Ooh, rough. You really need to call Floor Boys. Floor Boys is ready to rescue your home from the tyranny of terrible flooring. We're talking gleaming hardwood so shiny you could check your reflection, luxury vinyl that laughs at spilled juice, and carpet that feels like walking on a cloud made of cute little kittens. Forget affordable. At Floor Boys, we'll make things affordable. So either shimmy on down to Floor Boys in Lexington to visit our showroom or visit us online, floorboys.com.
Need a quality grill that'll outlast the test of time? Bart Fireside on Broad River Road in Columbia has your grill. Bart Fireside offers you a wide variety of outdoor grills. Smokers from the Big Green Egg, infrared grills by Tech, propane grills from Napoleon, and pellet grills from Green Mountain. Bart Fireside has the perfect outdoor grill for any occasion. Call them at 772-7364, and they're online at bartfireside.com.
Big banks want you to feel like a number. Mid-Carolina Credit Union wants you to feel like a neighbor.
I'm Dean Scarborough. At Mid-Carolina, we're a member-owned, not-for-profit credit union serving our community. Our goal is simple, to provide financial peace of mind in every transaction, right here at home with competitive rates, fewer unnecessary fees, and real people who answer the phone. If you're ready for banking that feels personal again, let's talk. Mid-Carolina Credit Union, where local still matters.
Mid-Carolina CU, federally insured by the NCUA, an equal housing lender, NMLS 403334.
When you've served the Midlands for more than 80 years, you're obviously doing something right. Groucho's Deli has 8 Midlands locations and for decades holds the title of Best Sandwich, Best Salad, Best Sweet Tea, Best Fast Lunch, Best Bang for Your Buck, Best Deli. Well, you get the idea. Order online at Grouchos.com and on the Groucho's app for fast, convenient, and friendly pickup. And sign up for the Groucho's Rewards and Birthday Brownie Club.
Join us here Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. on The Point for the Pastor's Pulpit with Steve Williamson. That's 9 a.m. Sunday mornings here on 100.7 FM The Point for the Pastor's Pulpit.
The Afternoon Drive with Kev continues now from the Bart Fireside Studios.
All right, Gene Garris filling in for Fran, filling in for Kevin, and we're going to go right to the phones. We pulled the music down right so we could get the last handful of people in. How are you doing? Hello, caller. Gene. What's going on with you, Debbie? Okay, I was thinking the Angel Debbie, but that's okay. We'll get you a moniker. We'll come with a good moniker.
Yeah, negative connotation everybody else wants to give it. I just want to, for those that are not familiar with when
Become medical doctors, some of them that we have here in the United States right now. Uh-huh. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And so it was very nice. And so we were talking. She had very good sense of style, and everything she sold me, I would say, "Oh, I don't want to wear that." Everything she sold me, I got compliments on. And so I remember one time I said, "Why do you what?" I said, I said, "You were raised in a Christian family and you're married to a Muslim." And I said, "What does your husband do?" She said, "He's an artist." Yeah, right. But so when I went in there the next time, was out pregnant with her 11th child.
Uh-huh.
And so then when I went back in there one last time just to say, hey, by this time I was already retired. She wasn't working anymore. They said she doesn't work anymore, but she had her 11th child. But here's what I want to tell you.
All right, just
She
got
worked
a
out
moment.
clean.
Go ahead.
Well, here's what she told me. He had her husband came into the store to get her. He walked out the car. She had to walk behind him. She had to sit in the back. She could not even go down to the food court. Her coworkers had to go get her a drink when she took a break.
Yeah.
Here in the Union.
Well, different cultures. Thank you so much, Debbie. And the people that we didn't get to, I apologize.
Straight Talk Wireless present Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price as 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means